Hey everybody, welcome back to Royal Tarot Readings. This is my fun channel that I do for tarot readings on the royal family and current events. All the information presented in this video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It's fun. It's tarot. I'm just a gal with cards. And I see I forgot to light my candle, so let me get that lit here. Hope everybody's well tonight. They're the puppies. I took a few days off, so had a lot of private readings to catch up on. Had to get the puppies all ready. They're getting vaccinated on Friday, and then the two boys, Monty and Ricky, are going to their new home probably this weekend. So, my goodness, lots going on. But what I'd like to do for this reading, if I can get through this, is I'd like to find out where the monarchy is going to be by, we'll say, end of the year, beginning of next year. And kind of a different reading. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have 8 different topics. The king, the queen, the heir, the spare, the monarchy, the UK, the prime minister, and the future. So let's find out what the issue is for each one of those topics and what the outcome is going to be. I'll put each topic down and there'll be 2 cards. The one is going to be what the issue is, and the second card will be what the status of the outcome is going to be. And for this reading, I'm going to use a deck I haven't used in a long time, the Baroque Tarot, which is a gorgeous deck. I don't know why I haven't used it. It's very, very lovely. I believe it's an Italian deck, and it's really nice. So I'm going to use this one. All right, let's see what we can find out for this reading. All right, hang on just a second. All right, let's get going on this one. Whoops, there's one turned around. Ooh, Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, Page of Swords in reverse, okay. See what we can find out here. Okay, so for the king, we'll start that over. It's either going to be who's the king or what's the biggest issue facing the king. And then what's the status? And then what's the biggest issue facing the queen? And what's the status? What is the biggest issue facing the heir? 3 of Pentacles upright, which is about collaboration. And what's the status of that? And what is the biggest issue facing the spare? And if you can tell us who it's going to be, that'd be great. And then what's the status? What is the biggest issue facing the monarchy? And what is the status of that? The biggest issue facing the UK and the status. The biggest issue facing the prime minister and the status. Oops. Strength in, is that strength? Yeah, strength in reverse, which is being vulnerable. The Chariot in reverse. Ooh, William's vulnerable. Oh dear. All right, and then what's the future of the UK and the monarchy together? What's the biggest issue facing the two of them together? And then what's the status? We're just going to do it like that. Okay, we'll do one more here. Okay, we'll go with that one. Double cut. All right. Okay, so, whoops, we're going to have the king, the issue facing the king and the status, issue facing the queen and the status, issue facing the heir and the status. Move these over. And the issue facing the spare and the status. And then we're going to have the monarchy, the UK, the prime minister, and the future. Divine energy, the Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness, does that look like Beatrice? Could be, it's probably Anne. Queen of Wands. Oh my God, the 4 swords in reverse. It's a death. And the 8 of Swords upright, which is a trap. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. All right, so we're going to have the Queen of Wands. It's either going to be, Beatrice or Anne. 4 swords. That is being on a sick bed and either recovering or not. It typically is a death card. It can be I can't talk. Reputational ruin as well. And the 8 of Swords being in a trap. This could be Beatrice. What in the world? Okay. Let's see what we get here. The king. What is the biggest issue facing the king in 1 year? The Hierophant. Well, that's the monarchy. That's the crown. That's the biggest issue facing it is going to be the crown itself. The whole identity of the monarchy. What's going to be the outcome? Judgment in reverse. You won't get a second chance. This issue, the entire identity of the monarchy, must be resolved, and they'll have one shot at it. No mistakes. One shot. 2 Arcana cards on the king. The king's going to have one shot at correcting any issues with the monarchy. Its identity, the way that its own existence, and you get one shot at it. Whew. What's the biggest issue facing the queen in 1 year? 2 of Swords in reverse, making a hard decision. The biggest issue is the queen has to make a decision, and she will make a decision, and it'll be an extremely hard one for her. What's the hard decision, Tara, that the queen has to make in 1 year? Whoa. The King of Cups in reverse. Oh no. Okay. Well, okay, it's Charles or William. This is Charles. The queen is going to have to make a very hard decision. He may be very, very ill and either having to abdicate, or which I just can't see, or having to transfer his powers. What's going to be the outcome? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Bad luck. I'm going to tell you something. I did this reading just about a half an hour ago with a different deck. And in this position, I also got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse for the queen. Not kidding. I think that there is some catastrophe that's going to befall the king, Charles. And she's going to have to make a hard decision. Almost like pulling the plug sort of thing. Because of a turn of bad luck for him. She's going to the queen will be the one who makes the decision on what's going to happen with him. Yikes. What's going to be the issue facing the heir, which currently right now is William. The Knight of Cups. People are going to look to him as a savior. You are the person who will save us. Ooh, goosebumps. You are the person who will save the monarchy. Knight of Cups. Savior. The rescuer. And what will be the outcome for the heir? The Tower in reverse. Well, I mean, if his father passes away, then of course it's going to be a big change for him, a huge life-changing moment for him as he becomes king, because probably of the death of his father, allegedly. It will be huge, of course. And this is either Beatrice or Anne. Are one of them going to pass away too? Or maybe there's some kind of trap for them at the funeral. At the funeral, something's going to happen with one of them. Oh boy. All right, what about the spare? Which right now is Prince George. What's the biggest issue facing the spare? The Magician in reverse. Look at all these Arcana cards. Oh my God. PR and spin. So some dark stories are going to be put out. Dark manifestations are going to be made about the spare, as almost like in an effort to destabilize this transition that's taking place. And there are going to be some stories coming out about George. What's going to be the outcome? The World in reverse. I can't believe all those Arcana cards. This is going to be really big. So the World in reverse is about you are unable to move on to the next phase, and you're kind of things are happening over and over again, and you need to transition to that next phase. This is an unsuccessful completion. So this transition for George to transition from the spare to the heir will be a huge moment for him. And he's almost going to feel like, I don't want to do it. At least that's the story that's going to be put out. I don't want to do this. I'm not ready. Almost like I can't, I don't have the ability. Which would be, I mean, as young as he is, that would be a natural reaction. All right, for the monarchy, what is the biggest issue facing the monarchy? The Three of Pentacles. That's a collaboration between three people. Some type of agreement that three people have made. It could be monetarily, having to do with the monarchy. There's going to be some agreement between whoever now is king and queen. This catastrophic moment that's going to occur where the queen has to decide, and I think it's going to be either to have power transition over to William. Almost, I keep hearing pull the plug. Yikes. And there's some type of an agreement between three people to help once this has occurred. And what's going to be the outcome for the monarchy? Ace of Cups in reverse. A lot of sadness, a lot of tears. Of course, of course, of course. What about the UK? What is the biggest issue facing the UK? Three of Swords in reverse. Heartbreak and betrayal. I'm not kidding you. I got this exact same card in the last reading too, at this exact spot. For the UK, they're going to realize a huge betrayal has been done to them, and they don't forgive, and it's coming to grips with the fact that this even occurred. What's going to be the outcome? Two of Wands. Plans. Again. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting the same cards. Plans are being made now for to get over this heartbreak and betrayal. Plans on how to get out of this situation that they're in. What about the Prime Minister? What's the biggest issue for the Prime Minister? Five of Swords in reverse. He has lost the fight. Keir Starmer's probably going to be done. And what's going to be the outcome? Ace of Swords in reverse. He's going to be lying. He'll be telling a lot of lies, trying to keep his job, but he's not going to be able to do it. This is a defeat, this card here. It's like getting the Six of Wands in reverse. This is the Five of Swords in reverse. You have fought the fight, and not only have you lost the battle, you've lost the war. You're done. Fighting's over. You can lie about it all you want to. You're done. And what about the future for the monarchy in the UK? King of Wands in reverse. This is about investigations, police, parliament. Parliament is in turmoil, and it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to get it under control. And what's going to be the outcome? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. People don't feel they're trustworthy and honest. Something to do with Harry. They're going to be dealing with an issue with Harry. If titles aren't stripped before the end of this year, they will be next year. They're going to deal with him. This is almost like a taking over of Parliament. Parliament is going to be in turmoil, and it's going to be, there's so many secrets and deals, things happening behind the scenes, like corruption. But the one thing that they're going to do is they're going to deal with Harry, because this is Harry, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Someone who's been dishonest and untrustworthy. That's going to be dealt with. Yikes. Okay, so let's wrap this up. This underlying energy now that goes through the whole reading is about, at a funeral, there's going to be some kind of trap laid, and it's either going to be for, I guess, Beatrice, that looks so much like her. Something will happen at the funeral. And Beatrice may not come out looking so great. Or, or Anne may collapse. I'm not sure. I'm getting Beatrice's energy. All right, so what is the biggest issue for the king? The existence of the monarchy, the crown. And what's going to be the outcome? You're not going to get a second chance. Get it right now, or you're not going to get a second chance. And the biggest issue facing the queen, an extremely hard decision about Charles. Ugh, goosebumps, because there's been a terrible turn of bad luck. And for the heir, which is Prince William, people are looking at him as a savior. You're the only person who can right this ship. And what's going to be the outcome? It's his life is going to be upended, because that's the way it goes. And for the spare, it's going to be really hard for George. A lot of stories are going to be put out about him that aren't true. Manifestation and dark stories, bad PR, and it's going to get stuck. This is going to linger on. He's going to feel like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not ready. And then what's the biggest issue for the monarchy? 3 pyramids, some agreement that's been made between 3 people. And what's the outcome for it? Lots of tears. It's going to be so devastating and so hard. Everything's going to ride on this agreement here. And then the UK, they've been betrayed, backstabbed and betrayed. And now they're making plans on how to get out of this situation. It's finally been recognized, and people are like, yeah, okay, all right. You've been lying to us all this time. We know you betrayed us, and now we're making plans to get rid of all the people who have been the betrayers. And what about the Prime Minister? He's done. He's going to lose the fight, and he's going to tell lies. He will never admit what he's done. He will never admit it. And then for the future of the UK and the monarchy, it's getting all the corrupt politicians out of Parliament and taking care of Harry. Even if they have to start making deals with themselves behind the scenes, they're gonna take the titles away from Harry. That absolutely is going to happen, at least by next year. I think it's going to be by the end of this year, but if it hasn't, it'll be finished by next year. All right, there you go. A very dark reading. The other one was even darker. That's why I did it again, but I'm getting the same sort of thing. All right, so just to make things happy now, I'm going to show you a really cute video of the puppies. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. Please like and hype the video for me and share it. And if you're not a subscriber, well, please do subscribe, and you'll help the channel grow. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss another reading. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you again soon on Royal Tarot Readings. Bye-bye, everybody. What are you guys doing? No. Get down from there. Get down from there. There we go.